Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're talking about the upcoming bantamweight fight between Pannie Kianzad and Sijara Eubanks at UFC Fight Night Thompson vs. Neal. This fight is going to be very interesting. Pannie Kianzad is the 14th best bantamweight fighter in the world. Sijara Eubanks is the 15th best bantamweight fighter in the world. Pannie Kianzad is coming off of 2 straight wins, I believe, over Bert Shirt and Jessica Rose Clark. Both of those wins coming by unanimous decision. Before those 2 wins, she did have a little bit of a rough patch inside the UFC as she lost to Sijara by rear naked choke, and Julia Avila by unanimous decision. Sijara Eubanks is actually coming off of a loss here to Caitlin Bira around 2.5 months ago by unanimous decision. Before that loss to Caitlin Bira, she was on a 2-fight win streak, however, against Julia Avila, who actually beat Pannie Kianzad, and Sarah Moras, also by unanimous decision. Both of these fighters have had a little bit of rough careers in this bantamweight division inside the UFC. This should be a very interesting fight. But Sijara Eubanks is actually coming in here a pretty sizable favorite in this fight. She's currently sitting around -160 as the slight favorite to win this one. Pannie Kianzad currently around +140 as the slight underdog to win this fight. And if you look at the reach and height of both of these fighters, Pannie Kianzad has a height of 5'7" tall, which is 3 inches taller than Sijara Eubanks, as Sijara Eubanks is only 5'4" tall. But Sijara Eubanks does have the reach advantage in this fight, as she currently has a reach of 67 inches compared to the reach of Pannie Kianzad, which is only 66 inches. So a little advantage there for Sijara Eubanks in this fight, and a little advantage there for Pannie Kianzad in this fight. And if you look at the Tapology predictions for this fight, actually people are going with Pannie Kianzad to win the fight, even though she is a +140 underdog to win this fight out of 900 different votes, which is a very good sample size for these Tapology predictions. 65% of the votes are going for Pannie Kianzad to win the fight, mainly by unanimous decision. Then obviously we have some people saying that she's going to get a knockout or a submission. I definitely disagree with those people. I think this fight is 100% going to be going all the way, and I definitely think there's not really a big chance, maybe a 5% chance that we see a finish from either fighter in this fight. I definitely think the fight's going to go all the way, but out of those 35% of the votes that are going for Sijara Eubanks to win the fight, literally all of them, just like the prediction for Pannie Kianzad, are saying that she's going to win the fight by unanimous decision, which makes perfect sense, as there's not really a chance that this fight ends in the first or second round by finish, unless someone gets cut on the eye or something like that, but I don't really count those as real knockouts or submissions or anything like that. But yeah, now let's take a look at Pannie Kianzad's record. 13-5 is obviously a very good record for this bantamweight division. She started her career back in 2012 with a decision win over Helene Parra, a knockout win over Cheryl Flynn, another decision win over Lena Landsberg, 2 unanimous decision wins in a row, got her a shot inside of Cage Warriors, and at Cage Warriors 71 against Megan Van Houten, she got her first win inside the promotion with a 3rd round TKO win, followed by a unanimous decision win over Eva Sisokin, and finally got a shot inside of Invicta FC, and in her first fight inside Invicta FC, ended up fighting Jessica Rose Clark, and won the fight by unanimous decision. But in her next fight, I believe against Tanya Evinger, at Invicta FC 14 in a main event, ended up getting her first ever loss, as she ended up getting TKO'd in the 2nd round, came back after that loss with yet another loss to Reiko Canuto, with a 1st round rear naked choke submission loss, lost her next fight as well to Sarah Kaufman by unanimous decision, and then finally came back with a decision win over Bianca Daimoni and a decision win over Carrie Hughes, and then got a shot on the Ultimate Fighter Season 28, where she got 2 unanimous decision wins over Katharina Lehner and Julia Soliarenko, which got her a shot on the Ultimate Fighter 28 finale. But in that fight on the Ultimate Fighter 28 finale, she fought Sijara, who was undefeated at the time, and ended up losing that fight by 2nd round rear naked choke submission. Came back after that, as she was not invited inside the UFC. She came back after that in a promotion outside the UFC or any other major promotion, with a decision win over Ione Razafliarson. Got a shot finally back inside the UFC against Julia Avila. Lost that fight by unanimous decision, and then came back with 2 decision wins over Jessica Rose Clark and Bert Shirt, and looks to get a 3rd win in this bantamweight division against Sijara Eubanks in this fight. Alright guys, so Sijara Eubanks obviously does not have the best record of only 6 wins with 5 losses, but that's the thing. 6 wins, 5 losses looks like a very bad record, but if you look at the people that she's actually faced getting that record, she's been facing amazing competition, and 3 of those wins that she had weren't even counted. She would be 9-5 if you counted the exhibition wins that were on the Ultimate Fighter Season 26, one of which against Roxanne Modafferi. So you already know if she's beating Roxanne Modafferi by unanimous decision, decision on The Ultimate Fighter just 3 years ago. Sijara Eubanks is an absolute beast. She started her career back in 2015 inside Invicta FC with a first round TKO win over Gina Elliott with literally 1 second left in that very first round. But she did end up losing the next fight to Kaylin Chukagian, who was undefeated at the time by unanimous decision inside the CFFC. Came back after that with a first round TKO win, lost her next fight to Aspen Ladd, who was undefeated at the time as well by unanimous decision. And then the Ultimate Fighter Season 26 rolled around and they invited Sijara Eubanks onto the show, and she got a second round Kimura, a first round head KO over Deanna Bennett. And then on the Ultimate Fighter 26, the fight right before the finale, she ended up beating Roxanne Modafferi with a unanimous decision win. And then she was supposed to fight Nico Montano on the Ultimate Fighter finale for the UFC vacant flyweight championship, which means, guys, Sijara Eubanks could have been in a position to get the first ever UFC flyweight championship. That would have been absolutely insane if she was the first ever flyweight champion. But then Nico Montano and Roxanne Modafferi fought for that belt, and Nico Montano became the first ever UFC flyweight champion. That could have been Sijara Eubanks. That would have been absolutely insane. But instead, a couple of months later, she ended up fighting Lauren Murphy, won the fight by unanimous decision, beat Roxanne Modafferi in her next fight also by unanimous decision. Didn't get a title shot, even though she was supposed to get a title shot 2 fights ago. Already on a 2-fight win streak over Lauren Murphy and Roxanne Modafferi. Did not get a title shot. Absolutely insane. And instead ended up fighting Aspen Ladd and Betch Correia. Lost both of those fights by decision. Came back after that with 2 decision wins over Sarah Moras and Julia Avila. And then obviously lost the next fight to Ketlin Vieira on UFC 256 by unanimous decision. But guys, Sijara Eubanks, she could have been the first ever flyweight champion inside the UFC. She was on a 2-fight win streak after she was supposed to get that title shot. So I'm not really sure why the UFC didn't give her that title shot. But now she is taking on Pannie Kianzad. It looks to get her career back on focus. She's the 15th best bantamweight in the world. Pannie Kianzad, the 14th best bantamweight fighter in the world. This should be a very, very interesting fight. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Sijara Eubanks, ground and pound. I'm going to say that. That's all I'm going to say. Sijara Eubanks, ground and pound. Her ground and pound is absolutely insane. I think that's going to play a humongous factor. Obviously, Pannie Kianzad is a very, very good striker. If she can keep the fight on the feet, I will 100% say that the underdog in Pannie Kianzad is going to win the fight by unanimous decision. But do I think that she's going to keep the fight on the feet? No, I do not. I think this fight is 100% going to the ground at one point or another in this fight, and Sijara Eubanks is going to take full advantage of that opportunity and get on top of Pannie Kianzad and absolutely ride her out and just go for a buttload of ground and pound on Pannie Kianzad, and that is why I'm saying Sijara Eubanks is going to win the fight by unanimous decision. Alright guys, if you agree or disagree with that prediction, I don't really care. Put your predictions in the comment section below. I'd love to see what you guys think is going to happen in this fight. If you like the video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. We're trying to hit 1,600 subscribers by the end of December. It would be absolutely insane if we did that. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's been a fun video. I'm out of here.